As Norm Macdonald once said, either he's deeply closeted. For those, shout out to Norm. Miss that guy, man. Retroactively retracting of consent, taking back, withdrawing that consent. I think I sent you a print screen of a situation where someone is saying, RJ, maybe this, I don't know if this is where we're heading, because this is a really, I think you said it right. This is a really, we're heading into a weird direction where people can retract consent after 15 years. What would that also mean? That after 15 years of marriage, a woman can say, I never actually consent every time we had intercourse. We just had it. I sent you a print screen, which is from an article. The print screen I sent you was from an article, so it's not a random thing that was out there.
Yeah.
This is a scary situation, and like you said, it's something maybe that is quite concerning.
Yeah, it is. And it's, like I said in the previous section as well, and don't forget, guys, to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our other socials, stay tuned for our newsletter, and don't forget to comment as well, engage with us. Like I said, KaiR, we need legal certainty in our society. The legal certainty is what keeps people from taking matters into their own hands. It's what keeps people from becoming vigilantes. It's when the law, or people feel like the law is not protecting them enough, that they start taking the law in their own hands. And so the issue with consent is the same issue. Consent is the same, falls in the same category as intent. Intent is something very personal. Unless someone actually says, I want to unalive this person, right? Or I do not, unless you have it like in writing, which almost never happens, then you can only try to determine whether there was intent or consent in a particular case by looking at the facts and circumstances. If someone, for example, called the police 5 times, tried to file for a restraining order, those are all proof that indicate that there wasn't consent, most likely. Yeah. Now, despite all of those things, on one night, the person can say, I do consent. The next day, if the person said, I never consented, that person can take all the other, the restraining order, she can take the police reports, etc., to support her claim that it happened without her consent. So it's very, 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 very dangerous, and that's why I believe that the jury would need to really look at questions like that. So Cassie's testimony with, as they say in certain languages,
certain regions,
they have to look at it with salt granules. But yeah,
on a granular level.
On a granular level, yes.
Because of course, these are the charges.
Through the fingers.
Well, don't look through the fingers, because then everyone can get away with anything. Please don't. Combs facing 5 felony charges: racketeering, conspiracy, 2 counts of trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion, 2 counts of transportation to engage in P. you could say that coercion was in this place, but what this is it's a
Can you
the problem with coercion is any any I don't want to say any. Okay, maybe I'm going past the point. A lot of situations have coercion in it. Technically speaking, if a sugar daddy has a girl driving to him, technically that would fall into coercion, which is kind of so that means that anyone can get a charge. It's a free for all. If your girl drives towards you to pick up her box of chocolates you bought her for Valentine's Day, and she arrives at your home, and from your home you drive her to a hotel and do the deed, that would be technically that's a charge. So that it's become very, I don't know, man. I'm very curious how they're gonna wrap this on the part of the government, the FBI or the DA prosecutor, how they're gonna wrap this up, because wrap this into those charges, because it's a very hard charge. And like you once said, I think it's another case, you said it, that the only thing that the defense has to do is put doubt into the situation. Is it really, or is it something else?
Yeah.
You have the floor.
Yeah, that, and you also, so not again, it also, there always needs to be like a certain level of unlawfulness to it. So it can be simply, so what's the difference between convincing someone and grooming someone? What's the difference between loving someone and controlling someone, caring for someone and controlling for someone? I mean, it's like a thin line, and usually you look again at the facts and circumstances and try to determine, but certain things you can take by themselves. So certain accusations you can't base on solely one incident. I'll give an example. This is like a very, very, very simple example without having to go into unlawfulness, etc. You see someone yelling and screaming. This is the first time you see this person. He's yelling and screaming. Does that mean he has anger management issues? You don't know. Because maybe he's a very patient guy and you just happen to see an outburst, the first outburst in 5 years, for example.
Yep.
So you can't really say that this person has a anger management issues because it's just one incident. And so when we're talking about coercion, we're talking about certain accusations. It's not one thing. It has to be like a set of events that would lead people, and in this case, more importantly, the jury, to a certain conclusion. But if you pull up the charges again, racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitutes, no man. That sounded like that sounded like
a Diddy situation.
That's the
I don't have the
sounds like a
voice.
Sounds like an Andrew.
drive on his
Sounds more like an the Prost sounds more like an Andrew thing. Tate.
Let's continue. Let's continue.
I'm done, man. I'm done.
You're done. Okay. No, but this is the crazy part of this situation. I think you're right about that. You're dealing with a lot of these. This is a lawsuit. At the end, this is a loss. It's a law. It's a case. It's a trial. You're trying to convict someone of something bad. And Diddy, I don't think he's a good guy. He's a troubled person. I don't know what happened in his past, but he's definitely a troubled person. Whether he's as Norm Macdonald once said, either he's deeply closeted. For those, shout out to Norm. Miss that guy, man. Did you see that video where he was being interviewed by Larry King, and he dropped like the one of the most craziest jokes ever. For those who don't know, go Google Norm Macdonald and then interviewed by Larry King, and then the joke, and then that's a crazy joke. We basically said he's a deeply closeted person, individual. He used the word, and then after that he didn't use the word, which is a play on word by itself.
Yeah.
But that was legendary. But anyway, so I don't know what happened here. Are these both people handling trauma? Is this guy? I mean, I don't think Diddy is a good guy. I think his image after this doesn't matter if he walks or not. He's done for, which is why in the first part of the show, the title said "Rub it on your chest." Diddy was wilding and is definitely cooked. Because his image is totally destroyed. Whatever he does, whether he walks or not, it's done. Everyone has an opinion on this guy. Also, the way he handled this whole situation. Apparently, he settled for 20 million, RJ.
You did?
So the Diddy, the lawsuit by Cassie, he settled that for 20 million.
Okay.
They settled that for 20 million. Was
that what people were estimating as well?
Yeah, they were going higher.
Higher, yeah.
30, 40. I think the FBI partner, DJ Vlad, shout out to Jay. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Vlad. Vlad said it was like 30 or 40. That's what he heard, but apparently it's 20, according to what was alleged. And also adding that 10 million. I mean, the lawyers are getting their bag, whoever her lawyer is. But yeah, the situation. I think we're dealing here with two addicts having a tumultuous relationship, where one is, of course, the dominant, which is Diddy, and Cassie, who's the submissive one. And the dominant went too far. But again, is that trafficking? Is that racketeering? Is that transportation for pro situations? I don't know.